Good morning, my little rays of sunshine. How are you all doing out there today? I'm Michelle the Introvert, and as you can see, we are at the Tim Horton drive-thru, and courtesy of a couple of special viewers, we have a wonderful Tim Horton gift card. Thank you, Vicky, and thank you, Norma. We're going to be using this and buying ourselves some coffee this morning. So thank you very much for this wonderful gift card. We are on another adventure today. We are going to Annapolis and we are going to Port Royal today. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to really enjoy showing you all around. It's kind of a rainy day today, but it's still extremely warm. So we're all wearing our t-shirts, of course, not a sweater. And Joshua's in the back there.
Hi.
And he has his Tim Horton coffee and his bottle of water as well. And I'll show you what I have here. Ta-da! I have my morning coffee. Thank you again, Norma and Vicky. This is very much appreciated. Just gonna put this down here. Yeah, so we're looking forward to going to Port Royal. We've been there before, and we had a wonderful, wonderful time, but we thought you might like to see it as well. So today we're going on a day trip, and it'll be fun to show you around there. It's pretty interesting. I think you'll really enjoy it. We are on the highway, and the rain seems to have slowed down a bit, so that's good news. We'll see what the weather is like once we get to Annapolis Valley. But so far so good, and it's been a very pleasant day so far. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. And here we are. We made it. We're at Port Royal. Come on along. It's time for a lot of fun. An interesting visit. Welcome to Port Royal, National Historic Site, your gateway to the 1600s. You are a few steps away from your visit to one of the earliest French colonies in North America. Please follow the path to the habitation to experience one of the most cherished places in Canadian history. Samuel de Champlain's plan of Port Royal, 1605. This is the first room beside the entrance, and this is called the exhibit room. According to Samuel de Champlain's plan, this room was used to store ship supplies and was later converted into a residence for Le Sieur du Boulay. And here's a little look at what the room looks like. It's not a huge room, but it definitely has a lot of character. And there's some chairs with a little table there. And look at that doorway. That's quite something. Some pictures. Let's see if you can see the reflection of the windows behind me. But it's a very interesting room. There's a bench right in front of the wonderful, grand fireplace. So this room is the forge. The bellows dominate the forge, providing a source of oxygen to keep the charcoal burning. The panes in the oak-framed casement windows are tanned animal hides treated with oil to allow light inside. Most of the ironware used for the doors, windows, and fireplaces was forged by the blacksmith, who also made and repaired tools and manufactured trade goods. Repairs to military equipment were made by the armorer or locksmith. And here's a little look around this room. It's interesting. A lot of tools. Here's what the walls look like. A lot of interesting old tools. And there's the doorway. And there's Josh. Hi. The next room that we're going into is the kitchen. So this should be very interesting, I think. And right in here is the kitchen. Let's take a little look around here. This is very intriguing, isn't it? Very interesting. Look at those plates. They're quite large, aren't they? Platters. And the old pottery up on the shelves around the kitchen. This is quite a nice kitchen. Really nice. Wow, look at that. Really, really, really nice. And the old windows as well. The communal kitchen was probably a busy place to be. Lawyer Mark Lescarbot records that they ate peas, beans, rice, prunes, dried cod, salt meats, oil, and butter. Fresh meat and fish were caught in the forest and streams. There's a cute little hallway going from the kitchen to the bake shop. Bread baked for the company was also traded for furs with the Mi'kmaq. The bake oven is heated by a firebox underneath, which has a flue connecting it with the kitchen chimney. And there's bread in there. Nice fresh loaf of bread. There's a nice window looking out to the great outdoors, and here's the view. Quite nice, isn't it? So we're in the common room, and this room served as the area for the Order of Good Cheer, a social club instituted by Champlain in the winter of 1606 to 1607. Scarborough wrote, "In order to keep our table joyous and well provided, an order was established called the Order of Good Cheer." Above the fireplace, it says 1605. And look at this beauty of a fireplace. Another spot for cooking. And I bet the food they cooked was really, really good. And the table and the benches and chairs. It's quite a really nice room. Lots of plates, dishes, platters, and there's a second table there as well. And there's Joshua by the fireplace. Hi. To the Order of Good Cheer. This room here is the artisan's workshop, and it occupies the lower level of this room. The foot-powdered spring pole lathe was used to turn wooden objects such as candlesticks and table legs. And then the upper dormitory is just upstairs, and there's some stairs just off the room that will take us up there. So we'll go check that out as well. So let's go upstairs to the upper dormitory. And here's the staircase here. It's got some darker spots, so I'm just going to be careful where I put my feet. The upper dormitory is where the artisans slept in bunks or on coarse straw mattresses. Lie down on one and enjoy the view of the courtyard. Well, we'll see. That's what it says here. Lie down on one and enjoy the view of the courtyard. In winter, heat came from the chimneys, and sick men were placed in the small enclosed beds, sick bays, built against them, where they would be warmer. It's really dark in this spot here, but this here, where my hand is a door that pulls like this to close it off. And I don't know if you can see, but this is a mattress here where my hand is. And when people were sick, this is where they would go. This is sick bay right here. And it looks like it's a bunk bed in there. So that's a top mattress there. And at the bottom, in the dark, there's actually another place to sleep there, where another mattress is there. And this here opens and closes. That's quite nice. And they have another one over on that side of the room as well. So they were thinking ahead, weren't they? The sturdy timber construction of the habitation is very visible here. Look closely at the curved ship's knees that support the roofing framework, which is pegged throughout. Josh, I have an interesting question for you.
What?
If you were allowed to sleep up here, anywhere up here, there's beds everywhere, there's bunk beds everywhere. If you were allowed to spend a night here and sleep anywhere you wanted, which bed would you sleep on?
This one here.
That one right there?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. Yeah. That's a cool bed, Josh.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Yep.
I'm trying to think where I would sleep if I was allowed to sleep here overnight. Pick any bed that I wanted. Boy. Just gonna look around here. You know what? I think I know. I think that I would sleep, see where this lantern is here? I think I'd sleep there. But if I was allowed to sleep for 2 nights, I'd also want to sleep in the isolation and sick bay. I'd like to sleep in the sick bay as well if I was allowed to sleep for 2 nights here. That would be my first stop there at the top, of course, and then sleep in isolation in sick bay. So here's the next room here, and this is the chapel. Let's go check it out. Although there is no evidence in Champlain's plan that a chapel was ever built in 1611, the Jesuit Father Biard reports that space was made available for a chapel. And this is quite nice, isn't it? It's small, but very quaint and cute. Quite nice, eh, Josh?
Yep.
Oh, you caught me in the confession booth. In there, Josh.
Yep.
Let's take a look. And this is the gentleman's residence in this room. These 4 rooms offer the gentleman more privacy, luxury, and comfort. Today, each room has an entrance from the courtyard, a fireplace, a table and chair, a wardrobe, bunk beds with curtains, and a large bench called a settle. Among the gentlemen who lodged here were the apothecary, the Jesuit fathers, the shipbuilders and pilot, the lawyer and poet, and in the winter of 1606 to 1607, Samuel de Champlain. This is the second room for the gentleman's residence, and it's quite nice, very much similar to the one we just came from, except there's more bunk beds, it seems. Very nice. Josh wanted to look in the well. See anything down there, Josh?
I saw some money.
Oh, you did? Some change probably, eh? Yeah. So this room here is the last of the rooms for the gentleman's residence. Very much like the others that we just came out of. Still very interesting. And with a lot of character. Nice big fireplace there. And of course the bunk beds, one on the top, one on the bottom, and over here as well. Bed on the top, bed on the bottom. Really nice rooms, I will say. Nice big chair, see? Quite nice. And of course the table in front of the window with the chair and the candlestick. And a place to hang up their coats and clothes, and on the bottom put their shoes. So it's a very nice, very, very nice room for a gentleman's residence. This room that I'm in now is a very nice room. Champlain records that this residence was built of fair, sawn timber by good workmen, and it was Sieur de Mon's residence. Lescarbot refers to the building as made of well-finished carpentry. The ground floor and interior walls are oak, and the staircase is birch with hand-molded features. There's a map right there. Quite nice and interesting too. But this is quite a beautiful residence, isn't it? Even the windows are fancy. Very comfortable room. This here is the storeroom, and they have a wine cellar too. There's some pots there, lots of barrels, a beautiful canoe. Some fur, a lot of different pelts that the Mi'kmaq provided. More barrels for supplies. This looks like seal pelts here. Very interesting room.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, the lights are on down there.
I'm going to go down into the wine cellar. It's very small and a tight squeeze, so I'm going to be extra careful. Here I go. And it's quite steep, so I'm going to be very, very careful here. And the steps are made of rocks, boulders, so to speak. Just got to put my hand here. Just being very careful as I go down into this wine cellar. I'll try not to block the light. There's a light right here shining right there. And those are the stairs I just came down. Lots of rocks along the side. It's cool down here. It's nice. And there's some barrels. Sorry, I got in the way. Some shelving to put the barrels, the wine barrels, and the jugs too. So it's just very small, but I think it's probably the big enough size for a few barrels of wine. And that's it. It's very small. We'll head back up the stairs. So this next room, I think, is the very last room, and it is the trading room. This room is called the trading room. And it's very interesting, isn't it? I bet there was a lot of people that came into the trading room, including a lot of Mi'kmaq with their pelts, wanting to trade for things that they were needing. Some blankets and some barrels. had such an amazing time here, and it's been so nice being at Port Royal. Just looking around the courtyard and in all the rooms. Just absolutely wonderful. It's so great to be back. We've been here several times. Stacy's been here with us too. Today it's just Gerald, Joshua and I. But it's been great to be back. It's nice to be able to do things again, especially, you know, now that COVID is done. Look at the chimneys up there. Yes, this is one of my favorite spots actually. And it's so good to be back. Nice to be back. Well, my friends, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a joy having you come on this adventure, and I really loved showing you around. I really did. It was great to show you around, and it's great to be back. And if you like this vlog, please give me the YouTube thumbs up or press that subscribe button. That would be great. And I have more adventures coming up, so please stay tuned, and I'll talk to you all soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.